Will mankind ever be satisfied? Maybe not just on the individual basis, but as a collective. Will we ever be satisfied with anything? Will we ever sit back and say, this is good enough? I don't know. Will we ever look at any political system or structure and say, this is great, this is working perfectly? Will we ever look at any particular religion where everyone can say, hey, that looks perfect? When we think about it on individual terms, individual people can be satisfied. At the very least, they can claim to be satisfied and content in what they think. For example, a person who says, this is what I think life's all about, this is how I live, and that's the way it is, and I'm content with that. That very well may be true. I can never get into another person's head to know if they really have doubts about what they think or believe. I can never know if they're really putting on a show or fooling themselves, or if they're totally convinced of what they think. None of that matters, because on the individual level we really can't know what other people are thinking. But when we observe the collective and see how people respond as a whole, we can see that people in general are discontented and unhappy in one way or another. And somebody make a comment on one of my videos earlier about saying that, even though life's great, sometimes you sit down and something's missing. I know that feeling. I know what you mean. And I think that missing is not necessarily any particular belief or idea that we're missing. It's rather that little voice at the back of our heads that pushes us to do more, to try more, to be better. That says something's missing, that means maybe I should be doing something else. I get lost in my work and I get lost in my passions, and when I'm in that state of mind, none of those little naggings seem to take place. When I'm fully functioning and doing something I know I should be doing, there's absolutely nothing else that's bothering me. There's nothing else that I'm thinking about, this is a bill I should be paying, or this is a responsibility I should be taking care of. It's that when we're doing what we know we need to be doing, we don't have that feeling so often that something's missing. And it's usually just when we stagnate for a period of time and when we're really sitting and thinking. And, I like to take the old three-tiered approach to the day. Everything is divisible by three. The day can be set up into three segments: 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, and 8 hours of, you can call it whatever you want. For some people it's television, mindless entertainment. For others it's reading. But it's supposed to be growth time. There's work, there's sleep, and there's growth. And we can choose how much we want to grow during those times. And when we're putting forth the best effort to really learn things and be a better person, those feelings of something missing just tend to melt away. And this is at least my experience in my life, and that's all I can go by. Any of the stresses that I formerly had in my life are now gone. I don't worry about things I can't change. And the things that were missing, it just usually means I should be doing something different. It's not that I have to grasp onto something to fill that void. I remember hearing people in the past say that, that everyone feels like something's missing, and once they find Jesus, let's say, that they will be complete. And I think that this is a very good selling point for people. This is because everyone has the feeling of incompletion. But it doesn't matter who you believe in or what you believe, because that feeling will continue to push you further in life. You may not see it as discontentment, but that's what gets us up in the morning to do something, not because we feel bad, but because we know if we don't do what we need to do, we will feel bad. And this is motivation. This is what causes us to function. Because we know in our hearts we need to do things. We know we need to get things done and make an impact. And if we're just going along day to day with the 9 to 5 and really not putting forth anything else, which could be, you could be a writer, you could be a storyteller, you could be just a good friend, you could be a counselor, you could be a parent. And I think people belittle the parenting aspect. That's a job all in itself, As a stay-at-home dad at the moment, it's a very, very draining experience. But it can be so rewarding too. And you can't say, well, children are that missing thing, or family is that missing thing, because these things come and go. Those things that are missing have to endure. Whatever we use to fill that void has to be something that endures for a lifetime, and this is why I develop values and integrity in my life. And that's what I find to be the most important thing. Because my kids will grow up, and they'll leave home, and they'll be gone. And I'll still be here with myself in my mind. And by looking forward and understanding that, and that's part of consciousness, that's part of what it means to be human, to acknowledge that everything is fleeting, including us. So I think the missing component is often just acknowledgement that it is what it is. And we got to deal with it the best we can. All the situations that come to us in our daily life are there. We could look at them as a hurdle, or we can look at them as an obstacle. We can look at them as a growing experience, because we're supposed to learn from everything we do. Everything. So it's like they say, if you can't find the positive in any situation, you're not looking hard enough. And if you're not growing from every situation, then you're not paying attention. Sure is peaceful and sunny out here. I come out here and I look at a day like this and I'm just ever grateful. Hello, bird. I'm just ever grateful to live. To live, period. That's it. Just to be alive, And to have a loving family. To be clothed and fed. And those are the things that fill the void for me. So, hope you all are having a fantastic day, and it's been nice chatting to you. Peace and love.